It's been a little bit. Took a little break to enjoy some baseball with my boys, and I'm back. I've missed you guys. So it was a crazy, fun summer, spring season, and had a great time chasing my boys all over the States. But it was a great time. Watched some great ball, and we had a little bit of a break and getting ready to start up just a little bit of fall ball. But during that little bit of break, I had some time to reflect and think back, and kind of got me thinking. I was like, gosh, I have been hanging out here with my friends at Youth Baseball Midwest for, gosh, quite a long time now, since 2019, I guess, like 6 years. That is a long time. And when we first started, it kind of got me thinking about where we were, where we've come to. I think my first interview, it was really just an interview. We didn't really do a show. I came on as a guest and just chatted mom chat, things about baseball and being a baseball mom. Brian and I kind of talked. He had questions. I answered them. I remember Travis being scared to death, telling me, oh gosh, why is he interviewing you? And I was like, why would he not? Hello. And then I remember being so nervous, which, if you know me, I don't have a problem talking to anyone, but it was just one of those things. And then it was so comfortable and natural, because if you are a baseball mom, when you talk about something you love, your kids, baseball, things they love, it's pretty natural. So it was so fun. And I got to thinking about, wow, in 6 years, how things kind of changed, right? Some of those questions that Brian asked me, things like, what do you do? How do you prepare for a weekend? And I look back and I chuckle. The wagon. And those of you, nothing wrong. If you're starting out and it's 8U or 7U and you've got the wagon, you go you. No problemo. However, that was me too. And I used to tell them, I was like, we got the wagon and we got the bag and we got the coolers and, we've got the chairs, we've got this, we've got that. And I did that for a long time. And 6 years later, I've evolved, kind of like the show. I come in studio. I'm not in my basement anymore. But I don't do the wagon anymore. I have a backpack and I put my essentials. But my boys are much older. Back then, I had little bitties. And it's weird how they grow and evolve just like everything else. And my kids now are a lot older, and they pack their own little in dugout coolers with their own water. And as you'll find out, as your boys are no longer 8U, moms are not allowed in the dugout, and you don't get to stay or come near the dugout. So they're responsible for their own stuff, and you just steer clear. That is something else I had to learn through the years, is they need to learn to pack their own bags, get their own stuff, make sure all their equipment's there, pack their own water, and that evolved. It's just things that is so different as you kind of look and see things, and very fun. That was one of the things I was kind of thinking about, is have things changed? And they have. And some of that's kind of nice. It's fun to watch my boys be responsible for themselves. And that's part of the life lessons that the game teaches, right? Responsibility, preparing, being responsible for your own stuff. And I love it. So that was one of the things I kind of laugh about. No more wagons, no more. I think maybe 2 years ago, we busted a wheel and we said it's time to throw away the training wheels of the wagons, and I moved on to my backpack. Some of the things I thought about too is one of the questions that he asked me that I found a little bit crazy was, if you could give advice to anyone at this stage in the game, what would it be? And mine, which still is true, and I would give this advice still, is to enjoy every moment of it. I would say that back then, that was the advice. I said I was loving it, and I did enjoy it. It was exhausting, though. I remember, every weekend, if you're committed to it, you got to be committed to it, right? And I 100% was committed, and I still am. But I said to him, I remember thinking, enjoy it. Enjoy it, because so many people that had gone before me, baseball moms, said, It happens in a flash. It'll be gone before you know it, and you will actually miss it. You'll miss the hustle, the bustle, the no more going, taking them to practices. And one thing that I can tell you that is different from 6 years ago is my middle son, when he was playing and you would take him to practice and you're so tired and you get off work and you do that. And then one day he got his driver's license and he drove himself to practice. And that was the last time that we had those talks in the car, because you're not taking them to practice anymore. And you don't even realize how valuable that time is, driving there and driving home. And sometimes it was talking about baseball and practice or other things. And sometimes it was completely different conversations. And you will miss that. You will miss the conversations on the way to driving them to practice and even driving them to the games, because as they get to be the bigs, you still go to those games, but that hour and a half or so of having to get there early and driving them there, and that talk in the car and the talk after, you don't have that because you drive yourself there and get there at game time. And yes, it's so awesome not having to get up that extra hour and a half early and getting to leave right after the game. But, looking back, I didn't even know it then. That was something I couldn't even tell him I was going to miss because I didn't know I would miss it. But I miss, and that's been for probably a year and a half now, that having that little bit of time to enjoy having those car rides and conversations and that one-on-one time with that kiddo alone. It's something that, enjoy it if you still have it, because you will miss it. Something else from that first interview that Brian did with me from 6 years ago, that he also said, something else, what would you miss? And I'm like, gosh, enjoy it. Enjoy, these crazy times, was when I said that it'll be over before you know it. The other thing that I knew, and people told me, and you shake your head and you said, oh, yeah, it is going to go by quick. And you knew that they knew, but you didn't know that when at the time I was talking about my 10U kiddo at the time, that when you were approaching that final season, which was this season for me, of my middle playing his final, club game, that, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to cry. That I can't even believe I'm doing this. It's not even planned, but the last time watching him run on the field, as a group of kids that you watched play, that it is entirely different than a high school team or any other team, because it's something that, it's a different feeling of, sometimes you have to go through, when they talk about kissing a lot of frogs till you find a prince. Sometimes in club baseball, you do the same thing with teams. And when you find a connection with an incredible club like Legacy for us, and watching that happen and seeing your kid, and you think, gosh, you finally find this incredible feeling in these parents that are absolutely amazing, and the camaraderie with your kid and that feeling. And then you watch this kid grow into a young man, and then you see it for the very last time, and you know it's coming. Like, you get it. You know it's the last season, and you watch it and you keep thinking, take in every moment, and it's going to be the best thing ever. You kind of understand it. You get it. You prepare yourself. But I can tell you that unless you've been through it, and until it happens to you, when you watch them hit that field for the very last time, when you have learned to love other kids like your own, JJ Jackson Miller, aka Jackson Johnson Miller, and you see them and you've loved them the same way, and you watch them at their last at bat, or see those kids or see their coach hug them coming off the field. There is not even a way for me to describe to you as a mom what that feeling is. inside. Like it happened super fast. And it, I can tell you I cried for probably 30 minutes. I watched them take their final knee as a team. I watched them get off the field, and you take your pictures and you see it. And then I got in the car, which a shift of gears. I watched my son drive me home from the field that day, which is a completely different thing. Thank you, Brian. Um, I watched my son drive me home, and he was okay, I think. I think that boys are taught to be strong, and it's one of the things they do. So he was fine. I cried, and then it was fine. I still have moments. You take a while to make a Facebook post or a thing because you want it to pop up. But I can tell you, as a mom, if you've not been through it, prepare yourself and just know that if you're an 8U, it will come, it'll happen. So that was something that I had no idea how I would react to. And I have another son still coming up. And though I'm not going to hug him after every single game the next 2 years, I want to. Have fun, enjoy it. Promise you, it will absolutely go so fast. I know that I get to enjoy his senior year of high school baseball. And like I said, I will enjoy it. It will be fun. Do I think I'll cry again? Yep. Do I probably think I'll do a show and cry maybe again? Probably. But I just think it's a different feeling, high school personally for me, than it was, because you spend so much time with club baseball and with those families, with those team members. It's just something different. So have fun with it. Enjoy it. Love every minute of it and just kind of soak it up. I think there's a lot of things. Like I said, even this show has evolved. I think that youth baseball has come a long way from being a little bit smaller to, they have so many people that appreciate and love what they do, and, sponsors and people that, are here because they love what this is about. And I'm one of them. And back then I had no idea, but it has grown. I was in my basement with earbuds and over the computer, and now it's in studio, and it's really cool to be a part of something that is pretty incredible and fun. And I've met some very incredible people. My co-host that I hope eventually will come and do a little bit of a here and there when she has time, Tiffany. I have grown a friendship with her and love her. I got to see some cool moms that were not just baseball moms, but coaches out at the Tigers, that it was super cool meeting them and seeing what they do. And that, there are moms that take on many roles, and it's just evolved into so many different things. So, for me, I think that it's been pretty cool to see that in 6 years, how different this has become, how cool it is. So yeah, that was just something I kind of thought about as I took a little bit of a break. And I look forward to being a regular, coming in and spending more time with you guys, because let's face it, you guys heard a lot about the fact that I was going to be retiring, and during my little off season, it actually happened. July 31st, I got to retire, and it is something that has been incredibly exciting, fun, something that was a pipe dream of mine back in 2019 and 6 years ago, and now it's a reality. So dreams do come true, I guess. So I just want to say that I hope that if you're a new viewer, that you stay tuned and you become a regular viewer, watch, and that you will hit the subscribe button, and that you will watch. And maybe if you have ideas or things you would love to hear about, or if you want to make me cry some more, I like to give the viewers what they want. Go for it. Give me some ideas. Happy to do that. Share. I would love for you guys to share our show and reach out to other moms maybe that are starting out and don't have a clue what they're in for, because it's a wild ride that is worth every bit of it. And I look forward to sharing more with you, and I will see you soon. Thanks for tuning in.